Hi, welcome to the Protospeed tutorial. First, I would like to thank you for an amazing response you gave on our last tutorial video, which was about the chains. With your encouragement, we can keep going and give you all of what we have and help the industry. So what we are going to do in this tutorial is, first we are going to apply the jacket style of supports on the bracelet, and we are going to apply them in such a way that it's not going to affect the integrity of the design. And what I mean by this is that bracelets are being designed nowadays with very thin gauges. So what happens is sometimes during the printing or after the printing, the design dysmorphs. Also, there can be other reasons due to which the design dysmorphs, like after the printing, if you are scraping too hard, that can also affect the design. So this style of support, the jacket support, is very convenient in order to avoid that. So the second agenda is that we are going to use very smart supports. By smart, what I mean is that you are going to use less supports than they are traditionally used, the traditional style of sprues. Uh, so when you are applying the wax sprues before casting, you will not apply them to the bracelet, but you will apply them to the jacket. In this way, it's a lot cleaner and it will not affect the bracelet, and all the running of gold will go through the jacket to the bracelet, and you will simply cut the jacket, which will be a lot easier. And after that, we are going to print this bracelet on our printer, that is ProtoX. And as we are setting up a tradition of giving away a free design with every tutorial, we are going to give you this bangle for free. So you can study the supports yourself and you can print it on your printer. So let's start. So this is the bracelet we are going to put the jacket in, and first we are going to draw a circle. Let's take 46 millimeter and draw the circle. Adjust it a little. There has to be enough space for the support or sprues so we can easily cut them later on after casting. Now we are going to trim this part. And now it's trimmed. Now we are going to pipe it. So let's pipe the curve. We gave around 2 millimeter both ends. Now as this pipe is in the middle, we are going to copy it towards the bottom. And it's copied now. Now we are going to tilt this pipe a little. Okay, now as the pipe is tilted, now we can mirror it to the top side of the bracelet. Now the top pipe and the bottom pipe are tilted at the same. Now as we are done with the pipe, now we are going to draw a line from the top pipe to the bottom. Let's take the mid of the first pipe towards the mid of the bottom pipe. And now we can pipe it. We are going to give it around 2 millimeters at both ends. So it's at the center, so we'll move it towards the pipe. So let's adjust it a little. And now we are going to simply copy this this supports across the pipe to give it strength and connect all of them. At equal distances, you can copy it around, especially towards the end, because during printing we want our jacket to have adequate support for printing and for the running of the metal. It's peaking a little, so we can adjust it through rescale. Now it's done. So we can go several ways. Either we can rotate copy or either we can mirror it. So let's mirror it. Press F4 to take the center, and these supports are mirrored perfectly on the other side. Now the jacket mesh looks complete. Now we will start connecting the jacket with the bracelet with you can say sprues or supports. That's the beauty of it, that supports also act as sprues, providing efficiency with printing and as well as casting. So what we are doing here is we are drawing a support or a sprue. Let's give it the end diameter is 1.5, and as we have drawn it, we can simply adjust it, and we can rescale it or tilt it according to our requirement. So we have adjusted it here. Let's tilt it towards the bracelet. And now a little more adjustment required. Now we are going to rotate it a little. Make sure that your support is penetrating. It is a common mistake that sometimes while putting a lot of sprues and supports, we miss it, and we put it in such a way that it's easier to cut later on after casting. A little more adjustment, and it's here. It looks nearly good. Now we can mirror it on the same side with the F4 taking the center. So if you work perfectly on the one, you won't have to work too much on the other. So we will now copy the same support across the jacket, and we will adjust it with rotate or rescale. Similarly, we are going to do the same with this one. Just align it, then we will adjust it accordingly. Now let's rotate it, and now we will rescale it. So it's peeking from the bracelet. We'll adjust it a little more. As our jacket and our bracelet is perfectly symmetrical, all that work has to be done on one side. Then simply we are going to mirror it. That's the beauty of matrix. So as we have adjusted it, tilted it, now let's rescale it. Looks good. Perhaps a little more adjustment towards the jacket. Yeah. As you can see, the bracelet is printing totally being dependent on the jacket. So the supports have to be equally spread, providing the strength and protecting the integrity of the design. And it looks good. Now this one. Well, the principle here is same as driving. You have to be aware of every mirror. So here you have to be aware of every perspective when you're working. And it will be as easier as cutting the butter. So again, rescale. Rescale and rotate and move. These three things all you need to be proficient in. Now rescale again. Rescale again. Support is peaking. Rotate. Now, as we are done with the supports on one side, we will simply utilize the symmetry and mirror it on the other side. And finally, we are going to check whether do we need any other adjustment. Seems good. So the mid part is missing, so we will paste copy one support over here, rotate, align it, then we are going to rotate towards the bracelet and rescale it. Now it's fitted perfectly. A little more adjustment. Now, as you can see, the bracelet is symmetrical from top to bottom, so we can simply mirror all the supports on the top to the bottom, and then we can check if there is adjustment needed. So far it looks okay. Now as we are done here, we can start working on the middle pipe. So we will copy the same support from the top to the middle pipe and readjust it later. See if it's sitting perfectly. Now let's copy the same supports to the mid. We'll do the same as we did the last time with this support and cover all the mid region. Utilize the symmetry. As we can see this design, there are wires and then there is surface. Our priority is to put the supports on the surface so it is easier to cut and clean later on. Little rotation and we have fitted it on the surface side of the design. Can we copy it, utilize it in the bottom pipe? Yes, we can. Let's try. A little hiccup over here. Let's paste it across the mid pipe to cover the region, the mid region. And then same as before, rotating, moving, rescaling. It's a little peaking, so we can adjust it, rescale it a little. The more you left the supports peaking, the more you have to clean later on. So it's better to give it time over here and save your precious metal. Looks fine, but can we a little perhaps fit exactly on the surface? And then rotate. It's still not penetrating the surface. We have to be absolutely sure that it penetrates but doesn't peaks. Penetrated but still peaking, so please scale. So once we are done, we will simply mirror it to the other side, again utilizing the symmetry. Adjust it towards the surface side of the design. Now we are repeating the same steps. Make sure to cover every region. Make sure to connect the bottom, the middle, and the upper pipe, and give as many adequate supports as you can. And try to put it on the surface where it is easier to cut. From this point our jacket is complete. Now you have two options. Either you can provide the base supports and print it as it is, and you can make the ring for the flask with wax, or you can make the ring in the matrix with the necessary sprues. So here we are going to make the ring, and after making the ring we will connect the sprues with the jacket from the ring. Let's make a curve from the jacket to the ring, given an arc a little, and then we can mirror it or rotate copy it. It first need to be fixed properly. Again, move, rotate, rescale, whatever is needed. So goal here is to give enough sprues from the jacket to the ring to let the gold flow seamlessly, and there should be enough sprues on the top side and the bottom side to reach every part of the jacket, so it can reach every part of the bracelet. So with each sprue we are going to adjust it using move or rotate or rescale, same as before. Then rotate, adjust, then rotate again from the side view. If you think the tutorial is moving a little slow, you can increase the speed from the YouTube settings, and simply we have mirrored the rest of the sprues, and now we can mirror it to the bottom pipe. Now there is perfect symmetry and enough sprues for the gold to run seamlessly. But one thing, these supports need a strong connection between them in order to print. So we will draw another pipe here between the sprues. It is generally for printing, so we adjust it, and then we can copy it to the other sprues. We can rescale it from here. Then mirror it to the other sprues, and I think we are done. Just give it a color. Now you can see the workflow: jacket first, then sprues and supports on the jacket, then the ring, and we are done. Now for the supports on the base, we can either draw them on matrix, but Let us show you the easier path and do it on our Protospeed support software, which is Oro. We can do one more thing, which is as we have drawn the ring, it seems straight. So in our earlier tutorial, we told you that when the large surface area uh, is stuck on the tray at once, there is a small chance of the print to get failed. So for the large surface areas, we tilt them a little. So here we are tilting the ring just a little, not too much, and we are good to go. Now we are going to put the supports on the base on the Protospeed's support software, that is Oro. We could do it in Matrix as well, but it's a lot easier and convenient on our software. So as we have loaded the piece, we'll start giving support on the base of the bracelet, first covering the island. In our software, you can edit the parameters later as well. So right now we will concentrate on putting the supports on the right spot. Basically this is the most critical spot. The whole bracelet is going to be printed on this. So we need to give adequate and strong supports with equal gaps. And to be sure, then we put them in such a way that doesn't affect the design too much. These white outlines represent how the piece is going to build, and we can easily spot the islands with the help of this tool. Now we have selected all of the supports. Now we can change the parameters. Limit to 0.55, top to 0.42. And then we will adjust the angle to give it more strength. And when we press the vertical button, it will straighten the supports. Now as we see, this area is vacant. It is almost hanging in the air, so we'll have to give support over here. Now we will give support to the jacket. Make sure you cover all the islands and all the sprues. With this white borders, you can actually have an idea how the piece is going to build in your computer, so you can give the supports accordingly. Here's the island. We are applying supports as we are perceiving as the piece is building. Every area from the beginning, from the bottom, needs to be adequately supported. Because rest of the structure will build upon these supports. So as we are done, we are going to select all the supports and we can adjust them. Either we can change the size, and as we click make vertical, make straight, it will straighten the supports. We can change the parameters as well, so we will make them a little thick based on the geometry of the design. Then we are going to select these supports, straighten them, and we can further change the parameters to make them a little thick. As the structure is bigger with respect to the supports, so the size of the supports has to be adequate. After we are done with the supports, we will reduce the height to 2.50. The international standard is around 5 millimeters, but with our printers we can minimize it to 2.50. This is the height from the platform. Then we can save it. Now we have exported the STL file with the support. As you can see, now it's being printed on our ProtoX machine. ProtoX is quite a capable machine. The total time of this print was around 55 minutes. As you can see, the speed 49 mm per hour, and the resin used is the new resin by Protospeed, that's called Velvet. Now we have just put one bracelet on the platform to print, but either if you put 6, 1, 2, 3, as many as the platform accommodates, the printing time would be the same on our printers. As you know, the printing time depends on the layer thickness, which is 50 microns, and the height of the job. Moving a little fast forward, the printing is now over. And as you can see, the bracelet has come perfectly. So the print was successful, and as we are going to give away this design in the YouTube description, you can print it yourself, and if you need that your printer requires more supports, you can put them accordingly. Now, as we have promised that we are going to give away this design, so you can download the design from the video description. There will be a Dropbox link and the supported STL file will be downloaded. And we would request you to like and subscribe our channel so you can stay updated. We are going to announce the giveaway designs with every tutorial. So with learning, you can print and analyze yourself. Thank you for watching this tutorial and happy printing.